Hey Falcons fans, buckle up, because today's update isn't just breaking news, it's potentially the beginning of a big shakeup within the walls of Flowery Branch. There's a lot going on, and I'm going to break it down for you in detail. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're talking about quarterback Kirk Cousins reportedly asking to be released from the Atlanta Falcons, and how that decision could affect the team's entire offseason strategy. Plus, and this is important, we'll take a look at how Trey Hendrickson, one of the NFL's top pass rushers, may have just become available, and why the Falcons probably won't do anything about it. You're going to want to watch this one until the end. Let's start with the bombshell: Kirk Cousins wants out. According to Orlando Ledbetter of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Cousins has made his wishes known to the team. As in, let me go. This is no longer speculation. This is a report. On Cleveland's 92.3 The Fan, Ledbetter put it bluntly: Kirk is asking to be released. Now, let's back up a bit. When the Falcons made the blockbuster move to draft Michael Penix Jr., the message was pretty clear: the future is now, but it's not Kirk Cousins. Penix is the starter. Cousins is the backup. That's not an easy pill to swallow for a veteran quarterback, especially one who just signed a 4-year, $180 million contract last March with $100 million fully guaranteed. Let that sink in. And here's the thing: Cousins isn't expected to participate in voluntary workouts this offseason. That's not a surprise. He's not trying to build chemistry as a backup. He's not chasing clipboard excellence. He wants to start. And in Atlanta, that ship has sailed. At the NFL owners' meetings, head coach Raheem Morris confirmed what we all already suspected. "We do know he would like an opportunity to be a starter again," Morris said. But then he doubled down: "We're very comfortable with him being our backup." That's not exactly opening the door for a graceful exit. That's putting up the no vacancy sign in blinking red neon. Morris also mentioned he hasn't had any direct talks with Cousins about waiving his no-trade clause, because they don't even know which team would want him at that price. And therein lies the problem. Let's talk brass tacks. Cousins had a rocky year in Atlanta. He completed nearly 67% of his passes for 3,508 yards, tossed 18 touchdowns, but also threw 16 interceptions. That's almost a 1-to-1 ratio, which is, well, not great. And over his final 5 starts, he had 1 touchdown and 9 interceptions. The Falcons won 1-4 during that stretch. That's not the type of stat line that has other NFL GMs lining up to trade for you. Now Cousins says he was dealing with elbow and shoulder injuries after Week 10. But the Falcons say he was medically cleared and never showed up on the injury report again after Week 11. So either Cousins was toughing it out, or there's some disagreement about just how injured he really was. Either way, it adds a little drama to a story that didn't need more. So here's where it gets interesting. The Falcons are not closing the door on a trade or release, but only if the right opportunity presents itself. Raheem Morris was clear: this is not a thing where we're holding you back if the opportunity presents itself into something that's good for both of us, good for the Falcons and Kirk Cousins. But if they do release Cousins, that's a massive cap hit. Remember that $100 million in guarantees? Yeah, that doesn't just disappear. That money could have gone toward building around your rookie QB, bolstering your defense, maybe even making a run at a high-profile free agent. And speaking of, let's pivot to the other big name in the news, Trey Hendrickson. If you're a Falcons fan, you know exactly why this name should matter to you. Hendrickson has racked up 17.5 sacks in each of the past 2 seasons. That's more than half of what the entire Falcons defense produced last year. Atlanta had just 31 total sacks in 2024, dead last in the league. It's been a glaring need for years now, and Hendrickson is the kind of disruptive force who could transform a defense overnight. So what's the catch? Well, Hendrickson is currently with the Cincinnati Bengals, under contract for 1 more year. That deal is worth $15.8 million, and none of it is guaranteed. He's not happy about that. He wants a long-term extension, something with security. He's 30 years old, and this is likely his last chance at a big payday. Here's what Hendrickson said: "I don't think I want to play for incentives that will be out of my control. I don't think I want to play for a short-term contract and see where it goes. I would like to tell my wife, here's where we're going to live, here's where we're going to build a family together. What would you do if you were in the front office right now? Should the Falcons cut ties with Kirk Cousins and absorb the cap hit to give themselves flexibility for the future? Should they make a bold move for Trey Hendrickson and try to fix the pass rush immediately? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Now, we say goodbye to a legend. Julio Jones, yes, that Julio, the face of an entire era of Falcons football, has officially announced his retirement from the NFL. And y'all, he did it on 404 Day, giving Atlanta one last shout-out in a farewell video that hit every emotion in the playbook. First off, most of us saw this coming, right? There were rumors swirling, especially after a quiet 2024 season in which Julio didn't wear a team jersey. But now it's official. The cleats are hanging up. And it feels like the end of something bigger than just a career. It feels like the end of a chapter in Falcons history. Julio didn't just thank the league or his most recent teams. He gave Atlanta specific love. That means something. It means everything. He acknowledged the city that made him a star, the fans who watched him jump, dive, dominate, and redefine what it meant to be a WR1. From that draft night trade in 2011, to the sideline rushes, to Super Bowl 51, Julio was a different breed. And now it's over. Julio Jones is, without a doubt, the most talented player in Atlanta Falcons franchise history. Don't argue with me on that. The man finished his career with 13,629 receiving yards, which ranks him 17th all-time. And he did it in just 151 games. That's crazy. And we all know it. If injuries hadn't held him back, we'd be talking about a top 5 receiver of all time. Maybe even top 3. Think back to 2016. MVP Matt Ryan. Shanahan's offense. 1,409 yards in the regular season. The NFC Championship against the Packers, where Julio destroyed Green Bay for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. That wasn't a game, it was a highlight. And yes, we all still have scars from Super Bowl 51. But remember that catch? The catch. The toe tap on the sideline that should have sealed the game? That was classic Julio. That was huge. That was the moment we all stood up in our living rooms and screamed, "Give that man a ring." He didn't earn that ring, but what did he give this city? It can't be measured in jewelry. Julio Jones was Atlanta. Quiet, hardworking, dominant. He didn't need to talk trash, he let his play do the talking. And believe me, the league has heard him loud and clear for more than a decade. The Falcons are already planning to induct Julio into the Ring of Honor, and not long after that, he headed straight to Canton. Pro Football Hall of Fame. First ballot. No questions asked. That gold jacket is waiting for him. Thank you, Julio, for giving this fan base some of the most unforgettable moments in franchise history. For showing us what elite wide receiver play really looks like. For sticking with Atlanta through the ups, the downs, the injuries, and everything in between. You've never made this about you, but now, for the first time, we're making it all about you. All right, Falcons family, I want to hear from you. What was your favorite Julio Jones moment? Leave your Julio memories in the comments. Let's celebrate the legend the right way. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's go, Falcons!